thing moving. Let's get into the big debate because it seems like Six is already ready for this big debate that's going on. Let's talk about old Zack Snyder and him dropping these photos for some. I don't know why he want to drop these photos. Why does he want to drop these photos? I do not know. He wilding to me. He a wild boy. Was it the anniversary or something? Did I miss something? He just want to drop photo. Like, what are you doing? Is he just trying to incite this Snyder stuff? It's like, let it go. Let it, even if the sale did my thing. And before I get into it, let me preface before I get into this whole thing that's going on. Even let's say they get rid of Jimmy Gunn. Let's say old Jimmy and Pete, they give him the boot, right? They get the boot. What makes you think that they're going to go and get Zack Snyder back? What makes y'all think that? How many coaches go back to old teams? Have y'all ever seen that? Have y'all ever seen a coach get fired, wait a couple years and go back? I haven't seen it. Not from a firing. Only person I can think of is Phil Jackson going to he did 2 stints at the Lakers, but he was never fired. Okay. So let's say Zack does come back. Let's say Warner Brothers says, Zack, we want you back. What make you think that everybody out of the Snyderverse is showing back up? Who says Henry Cavill want to be Superman anymore after what he done been through this last 2 years? Who says Ben want to show back up as Batman? Gal Gadot is Wonder Woman. Ezra Miller. Do y'all want to see Ezra Miller as Flash again? That's my whole thing. Like, who said that these people even want to show back up? Who says? That's just crazy to me, man. That's weird to me that they're riding on the them thinking that is, oh, we get rid of James Gunn, Zack Snyder. Who said Zack Snyder want to come back? I know he posted the pictures and stuff, but who said he want to come back? Who said he want to come back? Let's get into this article, man. Let's get into this article. James Gunn, this is coming from Screen Rant. Move on, girl, move on. Zack Snyder's Henry Cavill Superman post proves DC is done with the Snyderverse. Filmmaker Zack Snyder recently posted a new film. See, they going the opposite way from what I'm thinking. No, they going the same way that I'm thinking. Like, this is an act of desperation. Act of desperation. Zack Snyder recently posted a new photo of Henry Cavill as Superman from the BV Batman vs Superman: Dawn of Justice, but the response showed the DC Universe audiences have unequivocally moved on to James Gunn and David Corenswet Superman. The transition from Cavill-led DCEU to DC Studios' new DCU has been a bumpy one, but it looks like we're finally fully in a new era of Superman on film. And yeah, I just don't get it. Leave it alone, man. Leave it alone, man. Like, what you doing? We don't care. Look, I like Henry Cavill too. I like Henry Cavill played a dope Superman. I enjoyed the Superman. He looked the part. I know. But come on, Zack. His Henry Cavill's exit seemed like all of their exits from the DCEU was kind of messy, right? And I know it seems like some of the fans might be a little bit split on James Gunn, or some might lean this way. I get that. I understand. Totally 1000% understand. But it is over and done with for Zachary Snyder. You know? It is over and done with for Zachary Snyder, man. Since Cavill's 10-year Superman spanned nearly a decade from his introduction in 2013's Man of Steel to his final appearance in the post-credit scene in 2022's Black Adam. Yet it could still largely be categorized as a missed opportunity, with Man of Steel never materialized. Man of Steel 2 never materializing, and his performance in Justice League being butchered by reshoots. Black Adam then seemed to tee up Cavill's return to Cavill Superman to return, only for it to be announced a few weeks later that he would be recast. Like, I'm not, y'all done toyed with me. I'm not coming back. Yeah. I'm not coming back. Y'all done toyed with me enough, man. Why would he come back? He didn't come back for that. Ultimately, Corenswet landed the Clark Kent role in Gunn's reboot film. Superman debuted to extremely positive reviews and excitement from audience who were eager for a new take on the Big Blue Boy Scout. Still, there remains a contingent of fans dedicated to seeing Cavill once again don the super suit, and they seem to be given a boost of morale by Snyder himself last week. Man, they ate that photo up, boy. Because not only did he post Superman, he posted Slade. Like, he put, you know what I'm saying? Like, he posted Superman and Deathstroke, but it ain't happening, Zach. Why post this stuff that you know is not happening? Why? The Zack Snyder's recent post sparked Superman debate on Instagram. Snyder posted a new image of Cavill in costume of Superman on the set of BVS with the caption, "Henry Cavill is Superman." Even that is hella out of bounds and out of pocket. Henry Cavill is Superman. He didn't say Henry Cavill as Superman. He said is, like, currently. He's not Superman, man. Zach, look at me. Henry Corenswet is Superman. That's who is Superman currently. Henry Cavill was Superman, but he ain't Superman now. He not. And that's okay. That is okay. It's cool. So the shot with monochrome 50mm Noctilux, 3 weeks on Instagram. Thanks to everyone. Although that post appears to be mainly in honor of his Instagram anniversary, it resparked it. So he did this for his Instagram anniversary. He knew it. So okay, I see what it is. This is to get people more riled up, more. It's exactly what it is. It's clickbait. It was clickbait. This ain't gonna amount to nothing. This is the anniversary of him being on Instagram. Andre Ware, what up? JD Informant, yo. The Snyder's post annoyed me. So corny and it is. It's corny and it's toned down. Very much so. Very much so. The comment on Snyder's post are a mix of those that support Corenswet. I guess somebody wrote David Corenswet is actually Superman. Hope this helps. And those that want to see Snyder return to direct the continuation of Cavill's Superman story. Henry Cavill is the Superman. Henry Cavill is the Superman. Come back, Zack Snyder. You are the best. However, the comments do interestingly lean into one distinct direction. My thing is too with the Snyder writers, man. Y'all don't support. Y'all don't even like Zack Snyder. Y'all don't like Zack Snyder. Y'all didn't Rebel Moon. I didn't see y'all hyped up over Rebel Moon or his zombie movies that he did over there at Netflix. So, because my question is, are y'all Zack Snyder fans or are y'all DC fans? I'm gonna always ask that. And there can be some intersectionality from that, but which one are y'all? If y'all are Zack Snyder fans, go support Zack Snyder. Go support him. He over there doing work. Go support him and be critical of him because that Rebel Moon was not it. Them long ass movies for nothing. That was not it. Look good though. But that was not it. So DC audiences are aboard with David Corenswet, the Superman, the top light coming on Snyder Cavill. Post reads simply, "Girl, move on." Girl, move on. With nearly 1,100 likes as a no 11,000 likes as a publication, this seems to be the prevailing sentiment about the state of Superman. There are, of course, plenty of comments supporting Snyder and Cavill, hoping they can somehow continue telling the Superman story, but none have nearly as many likes. Uh, Based on this, it would seem that Gunn and Corenswet have won over the audiences with their take on Superman, which doesn't come as much of a surprise since the movie holds an 83 critic score, 90% audience score. It's clear that the viewers enjoy Superman and are excited to see more Gunn and Corenswet take him next, which will be in the follow-up film Man of Tomorrow, releasing in 2027. So yeah, leave it alone, Zack. Leave it alone, good buddy. Like, just go off and do another Rebel. Go try to make Rebel Moon work. Like, because he could have. The thing is, what's crazy? If he was celebrating his anniversary, he could have easily posted some of those, because he did the same type of photo, black and white, monochromatic type photo with the cast of Rebel Moon. He could have easily done that. He knew what he was doing by posting Superman. He knew exactly what he was doing by posting Superman. And to me, that's foul. That's foul. That is foul. That's foul. So let's debate two sides here. Let's debate two sides. James Gunn, Jimmy Gunn's, his take is needed. Old guard got to move aside. Let this man cook. What do y'all think about that? Should James Gunn, or should we just let James Gunn cook, or whoever? Since y'all think he's gonna be fired anyway, should whoever in that spot, whoever is overseeing the DCU, should they just be able to cook in peace? Cook in peace. Old guard got to move on. Step aside, unk. You know what I'm saying? That's what I lean on. I think James Gunn should be able to cook. Just let this man cook. Give him that grace. Let James Gunn have that same grace that we Zack Snyder got grace. I mean, it was they prematurely got him out of the game, but he got to pull off how many movies he got to pull off? Man of Steel, Batman vs Superman, and Justice League. Wonder Woman wasn't his, but he was involved in Wonder Woman. Like, he was there for a minute. He was there for a minute. Let him cook. Other side of that is, should Henry, you know what I'm saying? Should Zack Snyder be allowed to come back, bring Cavill back, and redo the whole Snyderverse? Because it seems like a lot of people online act like he's owed that. You know what I'm saying? Like, Zack Snyder is owed the opportunity to uh continue the Snyderverse. And I don't know if he's owed that. I just don't. Because a lot of people think the Snyderverse is just the stuff that he touched. The Snyderverse is all of that. Shazam, Shazam 2, Fury of the Gods, Black Adam, Wonder Woman 1987, Blue Beetle, which I like Blue Beetle, but all of these were under the DCEU banner, which is Zack Snyder's universe. But it's like y'all only want to give him credit for Man of Steel, BVS, and Justice League, or Zack Snyder's Justice League. But the concept of the DCEU is him. His fingerprints, what I said, 87, 84. I'm sorry. 87 was on my brain today. 84, my bad, Puma, 84. But that all his fingerprints is on that whole thing. So when you bring Zack back, you got to bring the good with the bad. My brother was born in '87, man. My bad. But you got to have the good with the bad. And it's a lot of bad over there with his fingerprints. Not necessarily Zack in general, but the DCU, it's a whole lot of bad over there. I almost want to say the bad outweighs the good. His universe ain't necessarily, you know, it ain't that. But you know what I'm saying? I understand this. Is I understand the fandom. I get it. Hey, you're a fan of Zack Snyder? Cool. But at the same time, you don't support him in his other endeavors. You don't support Zack in his other endeavors. Zack Snyder might still would be there if y'all went out and watched what one I would say Shazam with the same angst, you know what I'm saying? The same energy that y'all want to watch Zack Snyder stuff with. Black Adam, The Flash, Blue Beetle. Maybe if y'all would have showed up in droves and numbers, maybe Zack would still be there. Maybe they wouldn't have ran Zack off. Maybe he'll still be there. But y'all didn't show up for Zack. Y'all didn't show up for him. Q, you all right? Zack was gone by the time Shazam 2 and Black Adam. All I'm using those as examples because it's like what Stamina said. Those movies was made in his image. Those were still, I still consider that under his umbrella. That's still under Zack Snyder's umbrella. And I'm pretty sure he got producer credits for. Let's look at Shazam 2. Let's see if Zack Snyder's name is anywhere on Shazam 2. In the credits. I want to see if he was a producer, a writer, anything. Let's see. Producer, where? Go past it. And he might not have been. He might not have been. He might not have tested. But I still think that's under his. Let's see. No, his name ain't on here. Nope, his name ain't on here. So hey, Zack. I guess Zack was totally out of the game by that time. Zack was totally out of the game. Is this? You know what? Can't use Shazam 2. You are right. You are right, Q. You can't use Shazam 2 because I think James Gunn and Peter Safran had showed up by then. And I think they started touching things because I think Blue Beetle was produced by Peter Safran, if I remember correctly. So you might actually be right. I'll take that back. What about Aquaman 2? I think Aquaman, I think he produced that. He touched that. At least I want to say he touched that. I think he touched that. Nope, that was James Wan. Heard about James Wan. Now I know Zack Snyder. I guess they had totally got him out of there. I could. Hey, look. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I can apologize when I'm wrong. I'm wrong. Let me back it up. Let me. Got a little egg on my face. It's fine. It's fine. I get you. I get it. I get it. But Zack ain't coming back though. That still holds. That still holds. And yeah, like Stamina said, he might have been gone, but his work endured. It only means he didn't get to have further input. But nothing was retconned or whatever. They still continued uh his story or whatever. But for all intents and purposes, like you said, no, he was not there. He was not there. So um, but he ain't coming back. And he shouldn't come back. You should want new creators to show up. See, this is my issue with Feige is I think he's over. I think his welcome is done. He's overstayed his welcome. I don't think Feige wants to be there. Blue turned it into a Feige talk again. I'm just only reason why I'm saying that about this is because I think the same thing with Zack. I think Zack's stay is done. I think his stay is done. I don't think he necessarily should be posting them pictures, you know. But I don't know if he wants to come back and do any more DCEU type stuff or DCU. I don't know if you want to be a part of that no more. I think if you are a Zack Snyder fan, go support the dude. Some stuff he been put. Zack has put out some heat since post walking away from Justice League and all of that. Let's look at what he recently has done. Army of the Dead, right? That was fire to me. Twilight of the Gods. I enjoyed that. I thought that was dope. Where's his other stuff at that they just showing me? Army of Thieves. He didn't direct it, but he was a producer and he wrote. Army of Thieves is good, right? So yeah, he's put out some stuff, but he's also put out some stinkers. That the Rebel Moons, part 1, part 2. Nope. Nope. So he has a movie coming as I'm looking, currently filming. He directed it, did the story, he's producing it, director, photography, he doing it all. So called The Last Photograph. Let me see what it's necessarily about. It's an upcoming drama thriller film, which will be directed by him. An ex-DEA operative searches the South American mountains for his missing niece and nephew after their parents are murdered. With the help of a war photographer who witnessed the killers, he confronts his past as their journey blurs the line between reality and the surreal. So there you go, Zack Snyder writers. You got something to support. You have something to support, Snyder writers. The Last Photograph. Y'all go support the last one. If y'all are truly, and that'll raise his cachet. If y'all, this would only help Warner Brothers or whoever look at James Gunn and go, okay, he out here doing something. Maybe we should bring him back. But like somebody told me, you're only as good as your last hit. You're only as good as your last hit. And this is a what have you done for me lately type industry. And he ain't necessarily, like I said, it's been some misses. He had some hits, some misses. I thought so too, Jay. I really want to see them do that. I thought the Army of Thieves or the Army of Dead universe. I think that should be his. Instead of going off and doing Rebel Moon, he should have concentrated on that. He should have concentrated on the Army of Thieves, the Army of Thieves, the Army of Dead, all of that. Like because the what was it? The Army of the Dead was dope. That was good. Batista was in it. And it was a big deal on Netflix. It was like a big deal on Netflix, right? The characters, I thought he did pretty good with the characters. And then he went on to do Army of Thieves, which was basically like a spinoff of that. And that was good as well. You know what I'm saying? That should be where you concentrate at. To me, not Rebel Moon. Rebel Moon was. Mm-mm. Six, a new segment idea. Blues reviews. First movie, Snyder's Rebel Moon Part 1. Oh, no. They too long. I mean, I watched both of them. I didn't get anything from them. So I would never recommend Rebel Moon 1 or 2 to anybody. Because I don't think there's anything to get out of it. I think those two were kind of like a movie for movie's sake. You know what I'm saying? It's like a movie for movie's sake, not necessarily. It didn't leave you fulfilled. It just left me like, why did we make this movie, and why was it so long? And then why did you do a director's cut to make it even longer? You know what I'm saying? Why would you do that? So they didn't gut it enough. Q should have been so glaringly obvious that was what it once was. Oh, you talking to Q? So not going to lie, Rebel Moon flop, but I think it would have been better if it was kept in Star Wars lore, not gutted to make original story. Yeah, but he don't own the rights to start. See, that's what happened when you write something that you don't own. You don't own the right to it, so you can't do it. So now you got to rework it as your own. And I'm not mad at that. I just think he put, and I like all the actors in it. That's what's crazy. I like all the actors in it. It was some good stuff in it. It was some good stuff in it, but um, yeah, six. Netflix just threw the bag at him and just told him to get to work. Just work. And he did. He did. Rebel, you know what? This is what I will say, Q. Instead of a movie, it probably should have been a series so we can actually digest what's going on. You know what I'm saying? The bad guy was horrible and regular. You know, we got all of these smooth imagery, and the bad guy was just a regular dude. Imagine in Star Wars, Luke Skywalker finally meets, you know what I'm saying, Darth Vader, and Darth Vader's just a dude in a suit with a gun. Nothing special about him. He just regular degular. That's what Rebel Moon was to me. Even she wasn't. I'm expecting her to be special. She wasn't even special. So I said, okay, she ain't special. But what about the girl? Remember the little girl? She wasn't even special. Like, what? Nothing special, and that nothing about that show was special. Cyborg showed up just to kill him off. I can't even think of dude's name right now, but he show up, they kill him off. But yeah, a show for Rebel Moon would have been way better if that first part you could have brought. You know, that could have been season one. We're going to season two with what is it, the Scar Giver and all of that. But he dropped to me. That was a major fumble. Major fumble. Major fumble. He got to do better. He got to do better than that. If for the way everybody's screaming about bring Zack Snyder back, he got to do better than what he done gave us with this Rebel Moon stuff. He gotta do better. Gotta do better. Like I saw the potential in Rebel Moon. Lots of potential in Rebel Moon. Horrible execution. Horrible execution. He might have shot a guerrilla style like when he was finishing up uh, um Justice League. You know, they did some guerrilla style shooting, you know what I'm saying? No big studio. They did a lot of the stuff at Zack Snyder's house, from my understanding. Yeah, Ray Fisher, that's his name. Um, yeah, nah. Gotta do better. For me to advocate for Zack Snyder to come back, you gotta do better, bro. Come on, cuz you gotta do better, man. But I want to ask Six. Let me ask you this, Six. If, and this is Mr. Fantastic stretch question that I'm asking. If they were to fire Zack Snyder, who would you want to see? Who could they get to lead the DCU? Who could I get to lead the? It's a two-part question. And why do you not like James Gunn heading up the DCU? You let me know. Oh, sorry, y'all. Because after that interview that I watched today, I got a little bit more understanding about Zack Snyder and the way he thinks. I got a bit more understanding about the way he thinks. Snyder already fired. Okay, well, if he already fired, who taking his spot? Because if he fired, he showed doing a lot of talking to be a fired guy. He doing a lot of talking to be a fired guy. But let me know who. Man, guess time done caught up with me. Ovaltine shot her. Said, look, the Russos, they had bad outside of Marvel, could be the same as that. Fair point, Q. Fair point. Fair point. Thing is, we haven't seen the Russos catch fire again with Marvel, right? Russos come back. What if this Doomsday is horrible? Then what? Then what? If it's horrible, he did an interview. He sat down with New Rock Stars, Screen Crush, and two other podcasts, and they had a panel where they, was asking them questions, interviewing them, and stuff like that. Just going either one, Screen Crush, New Rock Stars. I can't remember the other two, but they all, put out the interview or whatever. So yeah. Yes. Russos are considerably higher. Snyder could only dream of scaling the high state. That's absolutely, you are right about that. Russos came to Marvel and shut shit down. Like, they really holding their balls, you know what I'm saying? Like, pause, but they really shut shit down. So I agree. Six say Gunn is a creative, a director, not a studio head. He hires the same people for every project. His work is unhinged. And he said he's doing whatever he wants because his time is limited at DC. He knew. When did he say that? And I'm not mad at hiring. Look, you don't say that about. Do you say that about Spike Lee? Do you say that about Spike Lee? Spike Lee hired the same people over and over again. We don't say that about Spike Lee. And how is his work what makes his work unhinged? Like, that's unhinged? Okay. If Feige gets so much hate while Gunn gets propped up, I'm here to bring balance like Thanos. Oh man, Feige wasn't getting hate at first. Feige was not. They was calling Feige the man. He was out here. Everybody was on Feige, man. Come to find out, he wasn't even the guy. It was other people, other creatives around him who was making these movies what they were. Kevin Feige is like the Drake of making of Marvel. Once you remove the Ghost Riders, what Drake at? Once you remove the Ghost Riders, where is Feige at? All I'm saying. All I'm saying. So, what do you mean? When did he say that? It was like in the first or second episode of Peacemaker podcast. I'll go back and check it. I don't recall that, but I go check. I go check it. I go to look. You show me the receipts. I go look at the receipts. I ain't got no problem checking the receipts out. Since Feige has had nearly 20 years in one job, in order for people to arrive at their opinions of him, Gunn doesn't have that. It's apples to oranges. That's true too, Stamina. That is apples to oranges. Feige has been there, 20 years almost. Has it been that long? Yeah, 20 years. And that's what I mean. Like, let Gunn give Gunn the grace that we gave Feige. That's all I'm saying. Let him catch his footing. Let him get you know what I'm saying? Let him cook. I keep saying just let him cook. Just let him cook. Give him two more movies. That way he'll have three on his belt, just like Zack Snyder. Give him two more movies. That's it. Give him two more movies. You don't watch Spike Lee? What? Spike Lee put Denzel in every movie, Wesley Snipes in every movie, his sister in every movie. Like Spike Lee and James Gunn must have went to the same school, same filmmaking school, because that's what they do. That's what they do. So I'm not hating on it. If I fought with hardcore, I watch her show solo. Yeah, I bet you would watch her show solo. She's a nice looking white woman though. She look good. Said Kobe never won without Fisher and Phil, and sometimes the combo just works. Anywhere else, it just ain't it. That's Q. What is that in regard to? What is that in regard to? And I agree. I mean, sometimes you need whoever your creative partner is, whoever what I'm saying, your teammate is. Um, but I guess I need more context. You're answering something that I said. I'm pretty sure that's what you're doing. I just don't know. Who watched the Peacemaker podcast? I watched episode 7 podcast and it was entertaining, but boo. Yeah, I didn't. I watched bits and pieces. I get like clips or whatever, but you're right. I don't. But I do think more people should. That's not a bad idea to do a podcast after your show premieres. I think that's a good thing to do. You know what I'm saying? Gunn doesn't. The thing is, Gunn shouldn't be the only one up there speaking on um the stuff. I think every week, whoever the major player of whatever episode was that week, or whoever got, I don't know if y'all remember, uh, or if y'all were Walking Dead fans. At the end of Walking Dead, they did a podcast called Talking Dead, the talk show, and that was some of the dopest stuff because it gave you a lot of insight on what was going on with the show. It gave you a lot of regular layman people who watch the show, you know what I'm saying? It let them kind of like, oh, I said the same thing, you know what I'm saying? Like it built a community in a sense for me. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think that's a bad thing. I'm cool with doing a podcast. If they didn't do it right, you know what I'm saying? If they didn't execute it right, then that's on them. I love those podcasts. There's so many side quests and tangents, but refreshingly open conversation. Six says, watch the Peacemaker podcast. Gunn was dropping jewels. He gives no fucks. He wanted everyone to watch Clark on Max so they get an episode. Yeah, no, I do remember him saying that. I do. But that, if you watched how Peacemaker was, it makes sense. That's why everybody was like, oh, it went straight to streaming. Gunn also said he pulled it off out of the movies to take it to streaming so everybody could watch Clark going straight into Peacemaker. Now, I don't know if it boosted Peacemaker up or not, but I don't necessarily think that that's a dumb decision, especially with the way the box offices are now. I was just talking. I don't know if y'all was still in the chat last night. You know, me and Tina was chopping it up, and I was telling her they're gonna have to reset the marketplace as far as uh box office, and with doing so, they're gonna have to reset their budget because I think long gone are the big. Tina was like Avatar is gonna do. She said 2 point. I think she said 2.8 in a regular economy. I would high five and be like, "Yep, I think it'll do that." And the way this economy is set up now, I don't even think it's. I don't think it sees 2 billion. I think it. I think it might do 1 billion. I don't think it's going to see the 2 billion, let alone the three, because I think that's what he wants to get. If he gets the three, that record will never probably be broken. I don't think that record will ever be broken. Picture Gun and more. Sega, what up? Zack never had a chance to cook. Zack left because of family medical emergency. They fired him because again, WB wanted DCU to be like MCU. This is why they brought Whedon in. No, I know that. What I'm saying is Zack did get 3 movies though. Zack did get a chance to cook because everything tonal wise of what the DCEU was Zack's fingerprints. He got to cook. Yep, he had his family, his family emergency with his daughter, rest in peace to his daughter and everything like that. But he did get a chance to cook. They brought Josh Whedon in to finish the product, which was I think was stupid on their part. But Josh Whedon coming fresh off of what he did, Warner Brothers chasing Marvel. They went and got the Avengers director to do their version of Avengers, and it just didn't work out because Zack had already shot. Now, if Zack hadn't touched Justice League at all, and Whedon came in, Whedon might have been able to do a better movie. But since he was working with what Zack gave him, and he was trying to make it his own, it just didn't work. Not fuck Spike Lee. What's wrong with Spike Lee, man? What Spike did to you? What Spike do to you, Six? Zack and DC Russo's and Marvel. HBO doing after shows for most of the big titles. James being the front facing dude he is. He just chose to do one himself for better and for worse. Yeah, that's true. That is true. Yeah, but they brought in guests and it was great. Yep. Talking Dead podcast is different from Peacemaker podcast. Until Spider-Man makes 3 billion. I don't think I'm trying to tell you. I think we need to we need to push that out of our brains. We need to push that out of our brains. Spider-Man ain't making 3 billion. Not it, not in this economy. China is not a player anymore. A lot of those countries overseas aren't big players anymore. Pirating is back in style. Things cost too much. So 3 billion, nah. Spidey doing 1 billion, yeah. Avatar doing 1 billion, yeah. Maybe getting close to 2, maybe. But a billion? I mean, 3 billion? I gotta laugh at you, my G. Gotta laugh at you. You say Spider-Man versus Deadpool to bring in the 3 Bs? I just can't see it. Just can't see it. Let them write a freaking orgy scene and Peacemaker being friends. That's not DC. Um, I don't know. I don't know. The orgy scene was wild, but it's on HBO. It's on HBO. I wasn't necessarily mad at it. Say not the Justice League that ruined it. Snyder cut would have been a hit. Kobe to Phil and Fisher could be Zack to DC. Russo's the. Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. I see. I got it. Got it. Got it. To finish the product was Snyder's, and oh boy, did they finish it. Mortal Kombat style finishing. That's not a Justice League would have never gotten a theatrical release in order to be a hit. A movie that long ain't making it off the studio lot. Yeah, it was long. They would have had to. You can do a director's cut like that was, but it would have had to been shortened. Studios want short movies so they can get the movie ran multiple times. So if I put this movie in theaters, that way I can get him. That way I can get the movie in as many theaters as possible and get as many people to see it as possible. So I want a short movie. Short movie mean I can be in theater A, theater B, theater C, theater one, theater two. You know what I'm saying? Like that. You know. Adam Sandler used the same core team. He has hits and misses. However, I found out that group wrote some of his greatest hits and so on. But they are a team though. They all come. You know, Jay. They all come from Saturday Night Live. They all of them. I think except for what's my man? Paul Blart. I think he was the only one who didn't um come from Saturday Night Live. So yeah, they are a team. They're a team, and it's hits and misses. You know what I'm saying? Um, Feige don't have that team though. If we talking about Feige, Feige don't have that team. Now I got him, Chad. Had to hit blue with the SAT type logic writing. Oh man. Said why wouldn't it have been made? Lord of the Rings was long. True, Lord of the Rings was long. Um, but Lord of the Rings is long. Like I, six, you're not wrong in that. Lord of the Rings was long, but Lord of the Rings is long. That's the only thing I can say. Justice League doesn't have to be a long movie. If you understand that logic, like I'm trying to adopt Lord of the Rings. It's long. Like it's long. Like there's no way around doing Lord of the Rings and it not being long. And I'm pretty sure at the end of the day, Warner Brothers would the director's cut of Lord of the Rings, I'm pretty sure it might be 10 hours. You know what I'm saying? They cut that movie. I'm pretty sure they cut and chopped that movie and edited it down as much as they could. And it's just a long movie. Just a long movie. Justice League, which was a fresh story done by Zack, didn't have to be long. Didn't have to be long. So my whole thing though, before we go off into a tangent, and it's kind of time to wrap it up, is Zack ain't coming back. Warner Brothers sell or not, if they get rid of Jimmy Gunn, Zack ain't showing back up. The DCU is not being rebooted. The Snyderverse is not being rebooted. Um, it is not coming, or yeah, it is not coming back. The Snyderverse is not coming back. It's not coming back. So are y'all on Zack Snyder's side that he should be posting the pictures, or are y'all like, come on, man, what are you doing? I'm personally saying he could have posted, like I said, those Rebel Moon pictures. He could have posted that, but he didn't. He wanted to do that because he knew it would engage. Shit, Zach and Jimmy might be working it. Who knows? Zach and Jimmy could be working together. It ain't like Zach and Jimmy ain't worked together anyway. I think Jimmy wrote. What did Jimmy write on? Was it Watchmen? He wrote on something. And do Sucker? Are we letting Zach get away with Sucker Punch? I paid my money to go see Sucker Punch in the movie theaters, man. I was mad as hell when I left. But that's another one that Zach has a director's cut of, which makes the movie better. Hmm. I don't get on Twitter, so I have no idea what's going on with Zach. He just talk a lot. He just talk a lot. Some say he lie, but he just talk a lot. I hear you, Six. All I'm saying is how movie theaters, how these studios, um, really work. Now, if it's worth it, they don't mind doing a 3 hour movie. If it's worth it, if it's worth it. But yeah, man, let's get on up out of here. I appreciate y'all chat. I appreciate you. Y'all came for me tonight, man. Y'all Q came for me. Q done linked up with Six. Q done linked up with Six, man. Y'all got it, brother. Y'all got it, man. Y'all got it. But I love it though, man. I love it. I really do. Let's get up out of here, man. Let's get up out of here. Y'all let me know what y'all think about Zack Snyder posting those pictures. Y'all let me know if y'all want the Snyderverse back. And let me know who would replace James Gunn in the event that he was unceremoniously walked out the door. Let me know.